And so what's being attempted is to put us into a better slaughterhouse, right? An automated slaughterhouse that keeps us in this position forever, right? And that is the urgency. But taking it too seriously, right, is what diverts us from our ability to actually solve the problem, right? So get ready. So let us review. We've discovered that what's objective is what is without perspective, without perception. But we cannot know the world without our senses, so we simulate objectivity by homogenizing point of view. We cannot remove perception but through duplication of results from all points of reference. We find this works well enough to define a consensus we can trust, to categorize the properties of matter, standardize the units of measurement, and uncover a universal numerical language with which to catalog an inventory of changes. Knowledge, referenced, applied to produce products whose value proves worth the investment. Value is a strange attractor with a galvanizing effect. People orbit it to access the benefit. With this, it's clear that knowledge is power. This is where the removal of perception, though, becomes a deception. The application has been verified. The relative value of applied knowledge has been seized. People are of one mind. There is no objection, no question. Perception has conceded. Consensus is all that is needed for belief. The unification of perspective removes perception from the collective. The institution of duplication applied to people establishes a condition. A criteria of recitation, if met, unlocks the authorization of credit. Completion of a repeatable procedure grants the license of merit. Credentials, signed, sealed, and delivered. Verified credibility, a stamp of approval. Certified for the induction of replicated thinking without relativity, dictating perspective with no variability, replacing perception with recognition of authority, guarantees the absence of our senses, the unification of perspective, manufactured consensus, restricts access to knowledge to the hands of credibility, replacing objectivity with believability. In this way, the masses are unified under the rule of the qualified, ensuring that new sources of value cannot arrive from outside. All sources are internalized, institutionalized, modified, and standardized, and classified as suitable or shelved as inscrutable. And so we are trained to believe and not to know, hamstringing our nature, curtailing our ability to grow, competing with our neighbor for benefits bestowed, for conformity, maintaining the uniformity of thought, confirming that we never remember what we forgot, that unification only comes from the condition of separation. If we are always one from the beginning, there's no justification for consolidation. The exchange of value is what brings us together. We cannot live without sharing energy and information with each other. This network is still there, under the surface, but it's ill-formed and malnourished, delayed, restrained, and discontinuous. All that must be done to break the chains is to recognize the universality of consciousness. This requires no belief, because belief in it is its denial, a refutation through declaration of separateness. You don't have to believe you exist, but you do have to believe you're independent from the whole, because that's impossible. This will allow you to see clearly, not take things so seriously, detach from how you think things should be, and allow what is to make space for what will be. Take action with acausality and so create effortlessly, interrelate with keen vitality and shed all attachment to conditionality. Hear the silence and so be alert to any disturbance, adjusting seamlessly to all interference, setting the stage for the scalar rearrangement of society back to its original setting. Restoration of the sacred human web through which we are all interconnected.